Hey, this is Adam from Foxhound Bee Company. So I wanted to tell you that I think that this plant right here is completely overrated. So is this plant right here. It's completely overrated. Beekeepers always talk about a fall flow, and I've been beekeeping forever, but I've been long enough to be disappointed over and over with goldenrod. And that is what this is right here. So this is like this kind of air. I stopped to kind of record this. This is a bunch of goldenrod and asters. There's a nice field of them, and I see bees on them right now. These little flowers right here, these are asters. I see bees on them. And if you can see that bee kind of flying around there, there's another one there. I mean, they definitely work, and I see them working the goldenrod. I see like hornets and things like that on the goldenrod. There's a little wasp right there working it. I see bees and hornets and everything on goldenrod every single year, and every year there's not a fall crop. There's never, like, put boxes back on for the honey flow in the fall, and it just doesn't produce any type of like excess honey that is measurable. I've had hive scales before, like, measured the amount of weight gain in the fall, and there definitely is like a little bit of bump, but it's really just like overrated. Like, I've never really seen anybody really make a crop out of goldenrod. You know, my attitude is if they make something, that's great, but typically they're not going to make anything, and if they do make something, they can just have it in their own box. So I mean, there's definitely bees on these flowers, but I just don't see them making much nectar. They'll bring in some pollen and they'll bring in some nectar, but I just don't like. My opinion is that it's totally overrated, and you don't really get anything out of it. So hopefully I'm wrong, and I'm sure certain areas, you know, beekeeping is super local. Like here's a bee right here. There's a bee right there on goldenrod. She's getting nectar, I assume. I don't see any pollen on her legs. Looks like her proboscis is working, and she's getting something of it. They're definitely foraging on it. Maybe that's because there's nothing else going. Maybe it's because it's been a dearth for a couple months, and now they're just looking for something to forage on, and they just finally have something. So I don't know if it's weather related. I don't know if, like, maybe once every 8 years, 10 years, you kind of get a goldenrod crop. But my experience is that I'm always disappointed whenever I put boxes back on it. So look right here, like, there's bees all over that bloom right there. Look at these. There's a honeybee right there. There's a bumblebee right beside it. I mean, there's bees all over this. I just don't see them doing much with it. As far as from the beekeeper's point of view, right? The beekeeper's all about the honey, right? I just don't see them making a honey crop out of this, but they're foraging on it. And there's another one here. I can't remember what these are called. Little purple ones. Some other type of aster. So I see bees working on those. They work these white ones right here. And then they definitely work the goldenrod. Maybe I'm the only beekeeper in the world who thinks that goldenrod is overrated for the beekeeper. But the bees do something with it. So we're just gonna let them keep foraging, and maybe this year, maybe this is the year that we actually get some goldenrod honey in our boxes. But I don't have any honey supers on my hives. If they make any goldenrod honey, it's just going to get packed into the bottom couple boxes, and they'll eat it over the winter. That's kind of how I treat it. So this is a great little field of asters, and bees are all over it.